Then it's Friday, and happy Friday to everybody. I'm here today to talk about the subject that was brought up by several people, including VSG Tanya, on the Back to Basics weight loss channel this last week. And the question was, when we first set out on our weight loss journey, did we intentionally, or was it in our mind, to have a physical transformation only, or were we looking to transform our lives, our whole life? And I would have to say honestly that originally that my goal was a physical transformation. I know I've been thin in my life, a lot of my life prior to having my first daughter. And I realized from dieting back then that, losing that 10, 20 pounds, I realized that when I lost that weight, I wasn't any happier. I wasn't feeling great like I thought I would be. But nonetheless, I loved it. So when I approached weight loss surgery and when I had made the decision, I knew that I wanted to change my life. I knew that I wanted my life to be different than it had been. Being obese and overweight and having a sedentary lifestyle, spending so much time on the computer and in the house, not being able to do physical activities with my kids, and not even really to like walk a whole parking lot without getting out of breath, climbing a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing, having an asthma attack, that kind of stuff. I'm smiling because I just remember how it was, and I'm just so grateful that it's not that way now. But I do believe that originally that my goal was physical transformation, because even though I knew it wasn't magical, in my mind, I guess at that moment, it kind of was. And I didn't think that every problem that I had would go away, or that my life would suddenly become a bed of roses and that I would hit the lottery, so to say. But, that stuff just kind of looms in your mind. You just want a drastic change, and you want it as soon as possible. So, did I know that I was going to have a complete life transformation? No, I didn't. I knew that I would hopefully become more fit and be able to do more things with my family and friends and be able to keep up and live a normal life. But I heard a lot of videos. I watched thousands of videos. And I heard people talking about the different transformations and things that went on in their lives after they became thin and lost their weight, and how some of them were so dissatisfied with excess skin and this and that and all the different gamut of stuff that happens to people as they lose their weight and as they get down to their goal or their stopping place. And, it just didn't sink in. I have to say that I still went in with eyes basically closed. I was just so desperate for that change that it didn't really matter. So, fast forward. Have I had a physical transformation? Most definitely, yes. I am definitely not the person I used to be. I don't dress the same. I don't feel the same. I have a lot more happiness in my being. I smile more. I laugh more. And things just seem to be better all around. Now, that doesn't mean that my life is magical and that my problems have all disappeared. Poof. They haven't. Just like everybody else. Yep. Life goes on, and it's still the way it is. And just being healthier and able to keep up and do the things I want to do is fantastic. But let's say, look at it this way. As the fat suit comes off, so many things are revealed to us that we can't possibly imagine are going to be revealed to us until it happens. And so we have relationships with friends, family, spouses, kids, and those all change to a certain extent when our life changes, when our new focus changes, when our drive for health changes. And some people can deal with that better than others. And sometimes we lose friends, and sometimes we don't. some people join in, and that's awesome. Some people don't want to hear about it, and that's a bummer because it's such a joy for us. So, yeah, there's been a lot of everything in my life. There's been a mixed bag where, some people that it's opened up huge conversations, things now that I'm able to do and able to talk about, and that they're also interested in fitness and things like that that I would have never talked about before, nor was I interested. Yeah, I would have just thought, oh, I could never be me. That could never be me. I could never do those things. So, yeah, doors open as we get started with our transformation, as we move along the continuum. And I would have to say that, the whole experience is like going into an attic filled with boxes. And in the boxes, of course, are some of those tapes that play in our head, which I've talked about many, many times. And during this process, we do go into those boxes and we start replaying those tapes. And we were like, oh, hold on just a second. Back up the tape. I got to erase that part because that's no longer true. And I'm no longer going to listen to that. Coming from you, meaning yourself, right? Because you're replaying it. And you go into the boxes and you find this stuff and it just doesn't serve you anymore. And so you throw it away. And you go into the next box. So that's what it's like, is opening the boxes, unpacking the closet or the attic, one box at a time. And have my changes stopped since I'm just a little over 2 years out now? I say they've slowed down, but the attic is still full of boxes. So as my fat suit has come off, and as my mind has started to change, I've been able to go and start cleaning my closet. And it isn't done yet. It's not going to be done for a while. But that's okay. There's no rush. There's no limit on how long it can take us to get where we want to go, both physically and mentally. And as long as we know that, and that we're prepared, at least somewhat, for the reactions of others, the fact that we might lose some friends that may no longer feel like we fit the type of friend that they want to be because our interests are now completely different than what they were before. And we may have lost those people that we used to eat out with and drink a lot with. We go and throw down on, go out for a big meal. Well, now we go, but we certainly can't throw down. Not the food, at least. Nope. Not if we want to keep on going where we've been going. So we remain mindful. We keep our boundaries intact. And we develop new boundaries and new interests. And all that's great. So we hope that all of our family and friends can keep up, that are interested, that we try to maintain the ties and the education to help them reach us and see where we are. And if they don't want to be there, that's fine. But that causes extra changes. So, meanwhile, guys, good luck unpacking your boxes and erasing your tapes, replacing them with new things that are positive, that tell you how good you've been doing and how well you have adapted and changes that you have made. It's all good. There may be times when you haven't done so well, and that's okay too. You just have to keep going because we don't have a choice. The attic is still there, and as long as there's stuff to be unpacked, there's work to be done. So you guys take care, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.